We've all got one. Quilt Builder Card Deck boxes, and they're pretty self-explanatory for those of us who have been using them for a while. But I got a request from a friend's daughter recently, and hi Jess, asking, how do you read this? Now, I can look at this and tell you how to make it, but if you're a new sewer, you may not be able to do that quite so well. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time explaining how you use this block, and hopefully C&T Publishing will forgive me for showing one of their blocks. This one's a pretty standard block that you can see almost anywhere. But let's get down into the nitty-gritty of this, and then I'll show you guys how to read this. Okay, so here is our card, and this is the old Tippecanoe block, which everybody has seen. I'm going to start with choosing fabric. On this block, it tells you that you need 3 fabrics, A, B, and C. And whenever I choose fabrics for these blocks, I actually mark my fabric A, B, and C. You can tell from looking at A that it's a background color, usually white, and then you want 2 more colors for this. You can choose how much contrast you want between those colors, however you want. I would probably do a medium and then a dark, because the B fabric is kind of a medium value and the C is a dark value. Over here, it tells you what you're going to want to cut. You're going to want 8 squares of the background and 4 squares each of the medium and the dark value. And you should decide what size finished block you want. Now, you may just be making 1 or 2, but if you're making a quilt, this definitely makes a difference. So they give you measurements for 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, and 36-inch blocks. So you can make as small or as large of a block as you want. So if you want a 6-inch block out of this, it's telling you want 2 3/8, and you want 8 2 3/8 inch squares of the white. And then you want 8 2 3/8 inch squares of your medium value and 8 2 3/8 inch squares of your dark value. I have a video on this block that I created sometime last year. I'll put a card up there for you guys to be able to see it. Now, once you have your 8 squares, 4 squares, and 4 squares, then it tells you what you need to do with those. And this says you need to cut them in half diagonally. That's what that slash mark through there means. So you can go ahead and do that. And then once you have that done, you're going to put them together, and it doesn't give you this direction, but you can see up here in the layout that it's all half square triangle blocks. So you're going to sew AB blocks, AC blocks, AC, AB. You can do these all before you get ready to lay this out, but however you do it, you want to get all of your blocks made according to what this calls for here, and then you're going to lay them out. You'll lay them out in the order that the card is showing right here, and then you're going to sew them together. Let me get my pen here so I can show you this up close. You can see there are gaps in between these. And what this is showing is that you're going to sew 1 and 2 together side to side. And once you have the 2 pieces together side to side, you're going to sew them together up and down. Can you all see that in there? And then once you have your 2 blocks sewn together here, then you're going to connect them at that seam. And then, of course, by process of elimination, Once you have 2 blocks sewn together here, you're going to sew the 2 blocks together up and down. So you'll end up with this layout, or they have a nice color picture here, which I like. There is no finished size listed for these little parts here, but when you put them together, you'll lose 1/4 of an inch. So it'll end up 2.5 inches for each of these squares here. And I know that because I've been sewing forever. It's not something they tell you in the block. But there is a finished size listed for the block. And if you do this exactly as the directions show you, your block all the way around should end up to be 6 inches. Okay? And then you can take the block and put as many of these together as you like. So again, we have gaps between the sections, and this basically tells you your sewing order. If you follow these steps, top and then go right across, you'll end up with a complete block. Now you want to measure as you go so that you know that when your block is done, it comes out to 6 inches. And if you don't do it right the first time, I never do, you can always sew it again. But this gives you the measurements to make one block at a time, and then you can put it into any quilt that you want. Now, in the Quilt Builder Card Deck, there are also cards, and I'm not going to show them on this video, that give you lots of ideas for layouts. And there is an instruction card in this box that tells you what I just told you. So all of these are copyrighted, so I'm only doing a really simple block, but I wanted to make sure I picked something that had half square triangles in it, also known as HSTs. The other thing that I like to do is I like to count how many of each of these I have. So on the AB, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have an 8 half square triangles at a time cheat sheet and video that you can watch. And there are also 4 half square triangles at a time, but you're going to have 8 of the AC, 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 AC. See that? So you could actually find 8 half square triangles at a time of each one and make these, and ignore all of these directions down here at the bottom. That's how I did it when I made this block, and I hope this is helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to leave comments down below this video, and I will put links in the cards so that you guys can see the 8 half square triangle at a time hack that I use and my version of this block when I created it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.